guys, it's coffee time. I just reheated this. Full disclosure, I just reheated this and it might be really hot because I put it in there for 30 seconds in the microwave and there's only this much coffee left in there, which means it's probably like burn your whole mouth hot. That's a little long for that much coffee, I think, but whatever, YOLO, I'm going for it. Not too bad. Not too bad if you sip a sip, you know? Also, showed up in my towel to prove that I took a shower. Although I guess this doesn't actually prove anything. Now that I think about it, I could have just put a towel on my head and no one would know. Look, inside it's wet. See? It's wet hair. It's wet hair, I promise. Oh my goodness. I still have a bunch of like delicious smelling bubble bath that I have not used because the only time that I've taken a bath in our apartment was I think the day after we got here because we didn't have a shower curtain yet. And so I was like, I'm not feeling good. And Sam was like, take a bath. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's right. I can take a bath here. Because in my old apartment, it didn't work for whatever. There was no way to like clog it, I guess would be the right word. There was no way to keep the water in, right? So I could never take a bath there. And I've taken one bath since we moved here, which was, oh, we moved in July, I think? August, September, October, November, December, January. Oh my gosh, we're almost at the 6-month mark. Crazy! This is also very heavy. I can feel it like pulling back on my head. Just not happening. Somebody was telling me that they have no idea how this works, like how people do this. Should I show you? It's very simple for any of you who would like to know how to do this. You got your hair, right? Your wet hair. And then you go like this, right? Got me so far? You wrap this way, and then you twist it. Blah! And that's it. That's how you do it. It's like the easiest thing in the world. The thing that I've never been able to figure out how to do is when girls like in TV shows and stuff, and I've seen my mom do this too, like flawlessly, and I've never been able to do it, and maybe it's because maybe I need a bigger top rack, I don't know. But like when girls take a towel, and then I guess guys too around their waist, when you take a towel and you wrap it and then you just kind of like boop, like just stick a little bit in there and then it just stays. Does not work for me. I always I'm like boop and then it's like bleh, it just falls off of me. So I like do the boop just because it feels like I should be doing the boop, but then I still hold it all there. Like I don't want it to fall. So, bath time with Dodger. I had the most satisfying live stream today. That was immediately followed up with the most unsatisfying grocery trip adventure. But like, so we're playing Towerfall, right? Did hardcore mode in all of the levels that we have unlocked, and then decided to go back through and try to get gold skulls, which means you don't die. So you do hardcore mode and you have no deaths by the end of the quest level. So I'm trying to get gold skulls on every level, and on the 3rd level I spent, God, like over 2 hours in that level. People would leave and come back and be like, no way, you're still doing this. And I was like, I know! Just refused to give up. I was gonna stop streaming at 3, and it was like 15 minutes to 3, and I was thinking, there's no way. There's no way that I'm actually going to beat this by 3 o'clock. Like, I've been trying this forever, for so long. And then I managed to beat it with like 9 minutes to spare. And I was so, like my heart was pounding. I was like shaking a little. It was really ridiculous. But I've been trying for so long that the idea of actually being able to do it, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So it was very satisfying. And then I went to the grocery store to get stuff for dinner because I was like, all right, what are things that I can do with fennel? Spoiler alert, Sam hates fennel. Didn't know that until I made fennel. But I was like, what are things I can do with fennel? All right, it looks like most people just roast it. So I decided on roasted fennel. Easy. I have everything that I need for that, right? So then I was talking with my mom and I was like, yeah, they also sent me like celery root. And she was like, oh, you know what's a really good thing to do with celery root is just chop it up and put it in mashed potatoes. Because it gives you like, it's just like a tiny bit of a flavor difference, but it's basically just mashed potatoes. And I was like, oh, that's a good way to use that then, because that's normally what I use parsnips for. It's like to give kind of a tang to mashed potatoes. So did that. And then I was like, all right, all I need is like one more potato, because I had a potato, but I kind of wanted a second one so that we had enough mashed potatoes, right? So I was like, all right, I just need a potato, I need milk, I need fish, whatever fish looks best at the grocery store, and then cat litter. It's like, that's all I need. That's all I need at the grocery store. But I wanted to chat with my mom and everything, so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna drive to the nice grocery store. There's one that's, you know, a little ways away. I was like, I'm just gonna take a drive, talk with my mom or my dad, whoever answers, and you know, just go to the nicer grocery store and get stuff that I really want. So I get to the grocery store, I've talked with my dad and my mom. What bonus? Talked with both of them. Apparently they have a rat problem, I don't know. Anyway, so then get to the grocery store, grab everything that I need very quickly. I go through the you know, line to get to the cash register. The lady who's helping me is the nicest woman I've ever met in my life. She was like so jazzed to be helping me with my groceries. And then I look in my wallet and I go, oh man, my debit card isn't here, because I had used my debit card at the computer. So I was like, all right, fortunately, I always have a backup card, right? Which my backup card is my credit card. So I was like, whatever, I got this. Swipe my credit card, and it doesn't work. Swipe it again, it doesn't work. And she's insisting, she's like, it's saying that it's expired. And I was like, it doesn't expire until 2016. And she was like, it's saying that it's expired. And I was like, but it doesn't expire until 2016. And she was like, I don't know. And a lady in the back of the line was like, yeah, I've heard that sometimes if your card gets demagnetized, it can have that same like alert. And I was like, what, are you kidding me? And she was like, I can try to punch it in. I was like, okay, yeah, if you could try that. So she tried punching it in, didn't work. I was like, all right, I'm sorry. I guess I'm just gonna go then, because I have no way to pay for these groceries. And she was like, that's okay. Have a great day. I was like, I won't. I'll live with this embarrassment for the rest of the day. So I left feeling frustrated, angry with myself for leaving my debit card at home, but also curious as to why my card wasn't working. I get home, grab my card, go to the other grocery store, the not awesome grocery store, the one that I always tell stories about, right? The one where the lady like tried to cut 1 million people in line and it started a fight, that grocery store. So, I go to that grocery store, I get everything that I need. I go home, I make food. Turns out Sam hates fennel, because fennel is where you get anise from. And anise is very licoricey flavored. So I was like, I wonder if the fennel has kind of that licoricey flavor. And it does, and Sam hates licorice, so that did not go over well. But mashed potatoes were great, the salmon did well. There's a bunch of salmon left over because I can never seem to accurately figure out how much salmon we need. Literally every time I make salmon, there winds up being just like basically a full fillet that's left. And I'm just like, what am I gonna do with this? I like putting it in salads. I like putting a little bit of salmon in salads, you know. But other than that, who even knows? My mom always told me horror stories about, you know, being the person who went to work and would reheat fish, and then the whole office smells like fish, right? I don't want to be that guy. Not that I ever take food to work anyway, but you know, just don't want to be that guy is all I'm saying. I don't want our house to have that like reheated fish smell. It's not a thing. I did start watching Friends though. I know, because now the TV's mounted and it's the articulating mount, so I can like turn it toward the kitchen, which literally makes me think that the TV's gonna fall and shatter into 1 million pieces. Because I'm short enough where I'm pulling it from the bottom, so I like pull it out and I immediately have this feeling that's kind of reminiscent of vertigo, where I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna fall, oh my god, it's gonna fall. And it's not until I let go of it that I'm like, okay, I guess I'll walk away. But it freaks me out, right? So pulling it out and then turning it was very surreal. It was the first time I had done it. I was like, oh God, it's gonna fall! And it didn't, obviously. But it was nice. Like, while I cooked, I just had friends on. And, I don't know, I'm enjoying it. Like, I know so many people who are obsessed with Friends. Like, I don't really need this anymore. Ugh, whatever. I know so many people who are, like, obsessed with Friends. Still. Like, Friends and Gilmore Girls are their go-to, I just need something on in the background shows. For me, those shows are Family Guy and American Dad. Because I just know at any point I could tune in and see something ridiculous and be like, alright, cool, and then go on with my day, right? I'm of that generation where I need something like really flashy going on in the background, something really animated and bright and loud. So, but yeah, I don't know, Friends is fun. It's interesting to see all of those people looking so young, but overall, I'm enjoying the show so far. And I felt like dinner was a success aside from the fennel. So, so yeah, I'm gonna go, but I hope you guys had an amazing day, and I will talk to you again tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye. Mwah. Work on your head towel skills, because I know you can do it. I know, I believe in you.